Gang, I haven't finished a single player game in a long time, and I got a bunch of ones I need to finish, like Devil May Cry 5, RE2 Remake, RE4 Remake, and a few more that I can't name off the top of my head right now. I actually think the last story game I finished was Elden Ring. And it's crazy because I grew up playing nothing but single player games, and I never had this problem before. I mean, I probably done beat like the Sly Cooper games probably like 50 times each. I'd probably beat Devil May Cry 3 just as much, so I really don't know where this problem came from and why it's a problem now. But I actually managed to finish God of War recently, and this shit might have just been the cure that I was looking for, gang. Because once I hopped on this game, it was difficult to get up off of it, I ain't gonna lie. After finishing God of War, I think I can safely say that it's definitely on that damn, this could be one of the best games ever made level, like for sure, like for real, for real. And that's wild because I never even played the original games. We got a lot to talk about, and I got a lot more praise to get this game, so let's not waste any time here. Pull up a chair, let's chop it up. Today we're gonna be talking about God of War. But before we get into it, as always, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button for more analysis and review videos just like this one. Also hit the notification bell to know about future uploads. So, you know how we do things around here. First, we start off with the story. This game has a pretty godlike story. Our story follows an older and more calm-mannered Kratos and his son Atreus. Atreus' mother and Kratos' late wife Faye has recently passed away, and the two have one mission throughout the entire game, and that's to spread her ashes at the highest point available. But of course, it's not as straightforward as that, and they run into a bunch of conflict and roadblocks along the way, while introducing the multiple plot elements and throwing in some really cool plot twists and ones that you really don't see coming. A lot of shit happened in this game, so I'm gonna try to talk about like just the major stuff. By the end of the game, I really had to take a step back and realize how much I love how good of a team that Kratos and Atreus have became. I love how much their relationship has progressed. In the beginning, we see Kratos constantly be super tough on Atreus and kind of treat him almost as if he were like a burden type shit. Kratos constantly avoided any conversations about his true identity and was kind of being unfair to him, if we really keep it at a bean. That is until Atreus got sick and Kratos learned that it was his fault that he was sick. And this wasn't no cough, cough, sniffle, sniffle. Nah, lil bro ass was about to Sparta kick the bucket, my nigga. And that definitely changed something inside of him because we see him grow more concerned. He started to be more fair and truthful from that point on. Things were going really good for a little while after this point until Atreus found out he was a god. Man, I hated this little nigga for a while. He started talking reckless. I don't fear anybody. I'm a god. I don't need to respect the common man. I'm a god. I don't need to wipe my ass after I take a shit. I'm a god. When he was being a dickhead to dwarf folks, I was looking down on my controller like, bro, where's the child abuse button? Because Kratos should have beat his ass on the spot. And when he killed Modi that was defeated for no reason, like he was no threat to them at all, man, if I was Kratos, I would have threw his ass in one of the Valkyrie fights by himself. Like, that's how much of a dick he was being. But as the time goes on, after this point, Atreus is getting more and more useful, and Kratos is letting out the truth little by little. He still hasn't revealed the entire truth, but I understand why. At this point, he's really just trying to shield him from his history because he killed his father, and he's basically trying to shield him from what comes with being a god. In the end, find out that this whole journey was prophesied by Faye was raw as hell. And they wrapped up the finale with so many cool moments between the two. First things first. Kratos letting Atreus finally carry her ashes was gorgeous. It was such a small gesture, but it was so raw. Them spreading her ashes together, raw as hell. And they hit us with a fat ass twist at the end and telling us that Atreus' real name is Loki. Like, Jesus Christ, that's cool. Experiencing the journey through these two was amazing. I finished the game in a little bit over 30 hours. That time went by like it was nothing, and I was super engaged the entire time. Learning that Freya is Baldur's mother was hard. That reveal was raw, I'm not gonna lie. The reveal was really cool because we got to see why Baldur actually feels the way he feels, and we got to see why Freya told Atreus to burn those arrows that the dwarf gave him. It just came together perfectly, and seeing her eventually get mad at Kratos for not letting Baldur kill her and killing him instead was pretty surprising. Her ass slow, but hey, I guess this is how the guys rock, I guess, so I try not to think too much of it. The story elements all work so well together, making this super cohesive. They also did a crazy good job at making this all super approachable for people who didn't play the previous games, and that's a huge plus in my book. I have very basic knowledge of Kratos, and I have very basic knowledge of any kind of mythology, Greek or Norse mythology. But there wasn't a moment in this game where I felt lost or confused when I played this, so this game did a phenomenal job at being inclusive and giving the long-term fans stuff to appreciate too. I know when they went back to his house and him getting a blaze of chaos, I know that hit for the OG fans. They really achieved a great balance in this game, story-wise. Now, let's move on to the gameplay and the mechanics. The gameplay feels super satisfying, dog. The combat has a lot of depth to it, so much to the point where it's damn near impossible to master after just one playthrough. Although I did beat the game, I know for a fact that I haven't even scratched the surface of how complex the combat can get. This game does a really good job at keeping you engaged, so it's not just like a mindless hack and slash game where you just mash one button and you just win type shit. They let you get used to the Leviathan axe, since it's your starting weapon, but as the game progresses, they start throwing in enemies that are completely immune to frost damage, and that's what the Leviathan axe does. To let you know that, like, hey, you have to pay attention. As this game progresses, you also acquire the Blades of Chaos, like I said earlier, and you start having to switch between the axe and the blades, making the combat fast-paced and having you react to them. Actually, the final fight against Baldur is pretty much the ultimate challenge for this, and it feels really good in this fight. It's extremely satisfying because the game's kind of been conditioning you for this final fight, making you have to switch between the weapons faster and faster with each fight. The parry system also feels really good too. I really be feeling like that nigga when I quick turn into a last minute parry. The parry system feels like the Souls game parry system, but way more forgiving. There's a lot of skills in this game as well. I'm pretty sure I only used like 8 of them bitches, but I still had a crazy amount of fun. I can only imagine how cool fights actually can get with proper use of all of them. There's actually a lot of skills for the shield that I didn't even know about. But overall, combat feels amazing in this game. It satisfies all skill levels. I love the puzzles in this game, gang. I'm not gonna lie, I would probably hate to play this game if I was as slow as I said I am. Some of these puzzles aren't very obvious, especially the ones you have to do for health upgrades and Spartan Rage upgrades, but some of them shits had me feeling completely remedial. The mandatory ones do an amazing job at maintaining a good balance of feeling challenging enough that it feels rewarding to solve, but not being so difficult that it's frustrating. I like how every area pretty much has something you can revisit with a new ability that's mandatory for the puzzle. So it actually encourages you to at least go through a second playthrough or revisit it in your first playthrough, giving it more replayability. This game does a really good job at making you feel untouchable, but you can still get your ass beat if you're not careful. There's a lot of exploration in this game too, and it definitely can lead to said ass whoopings. There's these like random voids you can open to get like certain items to help you craft better weapons and shit. And one time I happened to stumble upon said void and some level 6 steppers popped out there. I was level 3 and I think you know what happened from there. But honestly, coming from Elden Ring to this, it actually feels super similar in premise. Obviously Elden Ring is a bigger game and like a bigger world type thing, and it's a bit more difficult, but both games feels like really similar when it comes to game feeling quality, which is really cool. Now let's move on to the looks, presentation, and the music. I don't have a PS5, so I ended up playing on the PC. This game looks gorgeous. It's certain shots in this game that make you think like, damn, this damn near shouldn't be possible. I think my favorite shot is on the top of that little snow bridge on the summit, the first mountain y'all climb, and you just get this look around, you get to see this gorgeous shot of you looking over all the areas you discovered so far. Like you see the forest where Fred is, you kind of see where your house is, like it's crazy. To see how big the world is just in the first realm alone is really mind-blowing. The animations are super smooth, the characters look amazing, the music in this game is crazy. That motherfucking bass chorus be hidden when it's a really big moment. They definitely did not spare any expenses when it came to the visuals and the audio in this game. They did a really good job. God of War actually might have just did me a huge favor. I might finally be able to sit down and actually enjoy single player games again. This is a pretty unforgettable experience, and I'm not gonna lie, it makes me want to experience more games of this stature. Who knows? Maybe I'll see what Resident Evil 2 Remake is about. Nah, I'm just playing, I'm a bitch. I ain't trying to play that shit. But in all seriousness though, go find a way to play God of War. It's a really grand experience and an amazing game that I think anybody can enjoy. Following Kratos and Atreus through this journey was super enjoyable, and I cannot wait till Ragnarok comes out on PC so I can play that one as well. But that's all for me, man. As always, man, y'all have a great day. Love y'all, man. Peace.